I want to say happy anniversary to Becoming Fierce Female Entrepreneurs. That is 8 years of bringing goodness to the world and helping women learn to soar, like Joy says. And I think that's really amazing that she's bringing all her gifts and talents and her beautiful smile to the world. So happy anniversary to Becoming Fierce Female Entrepreneurs.
Joy, happy 8th anniversary of Becoming Fierce Female Entrepreneurs. And I know the Sister Talks came a little bit later, but congratulations. You've done so much work at bringing us tips and techniques and love and all sorts of things for the woman to really tune into, and connection and community. And you've brought joy to all of us. So thank you, Joy. Thank you so much.
Joy, I am so excited. 8 years for Becoming Fierce Female Entrepreneurs. It's so exciting. You have no clue how many people you have helped, who have been encouraged, who have influenced, and I am one of them. Thank you so much. I know you put a lot into it. You put a lot of heart and a lot of thought into it. And we appreciate you, and we're excited for many more years to come.
Welcome to Sister Talks, a special segment of the Becoming Fierce Female Entrepreneurs podcast. Today's conversation is for every woman standing at a crossroads in life or business, wondering, do I keep pushing forward, or is it time to pivot and realign my path? Let's talk about it. Grab your journal or a sheet of paper and I'll be right back.
Thank you for tuning in today. Our mission is to equip and empower you to dig in and soar higher, doing the things that you love. This podcast is where you'll hear leading experts from around the globe figuring out what you could be doing to tackle your greatest business challenges. So get ready to hear from some of the brightest minds and boldest thinkers on how they're taking on these problems and how you could too. Now, here's your host.
Welcome back. Thank you all for watching and subscribing to our podcast. I'm your host, Joy Norman, and I'm passionate about helping success-driven women entrepreneurs get past their fear and procrastination, move forward, take action, and grow your business with passion, purpose, and profit. Our programs and resources equip women entrepreneurs and business leaders with how to handle life's difficulties while enriching their hearts, encouraging their passions, and expanding their professional and personal dreams. Working your business can be tough and overwhelming, and it's easy to get lost in a busy life. We want to inspire you and support your growth. Are you ready to dive into this month's episode? Well, let's meet the Sister Talks ladies. Hi, ladies. I'm so excited that you are here. Thank you for joining us for Sister Talks. I love our sisterhood community. It's so nice to be a cheerleader in someone else's life, and it's nice to be willing and ready to be vulnerable about your own struggles. We all need to connect with other women, and chances are you are not the only one going through a difficult situation. Sometimes the greatest strength comes in recognizing that we cannot do things alone. So thank you for inspiring, empowering, and supporting others to soar a little higher.
You're welcome. We're excited.
So let's start with introductions. Tell us your name, where are you joining us from, and what you do.
Hi, I'm Mitta Wise, and I'm a hypnotherapist and empowerment coach. And I love to support women going through changes and transition. So if that's you, speak out. And well, actually, there's 4 of us on here today that can support you. But that's what I do. And I'm from New Zealand, and I'm living in Los Angeles.
I'm Krista, and I am in Ontario, Canada, and I am just changing my business and starting a new one of being a party planner. And so I help women create beautiful gatherings with less stress and more magic.
I'm Connie, and I have been living in Waxahachie, Texas, just 25 miles south of Dallas for a couple of years now. And I am way excited. My current venture is I'm founding a new anchored school of ministry, and there is a lot of curriculum that I'm working on and things. And so I'm just real excited and happy to be here.
Welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for being here. All right, let's warm things up with a fun and fast-paced game I like to call Keep It or Kick It. So I'm going to give you a scenario, and you must tell us whether you would keep it, push through, or kick it, pivot away. And listeners at home, you can also play along. All right, first one. That course you bought but never finished.
Keep it for me.
The course you never finished, I'd say kick it. Because maybe you need a different teacher to learn the material, or maybe the subject matter doesn't fit. Just let it go. Kick it.
I agree. If there's and I can think of a real specific one that I bought, I just am not interested in it anymore. And if it doesn't apply, kick it. Nothing wrong with that. Move on.
Collaborations that look good on paper but feel off.
Well, probably kick it, but you can explore that more, right? Just to see what that feel off is, just in case it's something else, something else going on. So explore what that feel off is, but if it still doesn't feel good, then kick it.
I would say kick it and trust your instincts.
I actually agree with both of you ladies. I trust what's inside me. We call it our gut, Holy Spirit, whatever it is. But if it doesn't feel right, something's off, just kick it. There are plenty of other opportunities.
What about a pricing model that no longer reflects your value?
Kick it. That was an easy one.
Kick it. Prices are never set in stone, and they can be changed.
I agree. Kick it, because chances are real possible you're going to find the same or better thing that may be a better price. And if it doesn't work, kick it.
Next one. A business idea you've outgrown but are scared to let go of.
Well, probably kick it, but sometimes I morph ideas into another idea that I can use. So I would, that's 50-50. Depends if I can morph it into something that I can currently use. Otherwise, if I can't, then I would kick it.
That makes a lot of sense, Mitta. I would say kick it, but then I would ask questions before I just hard kicked it. What about it makes you want to keep it? Because why are you scared to let it go? And yeah, why are you scared to let it go was the second question. So those would be the questions I would explore before I just said done. But yeah, we grow, and so do our ideas and our thoughts and all the things. So you're never set in stone.
This is probably one, and I'm in that current situation. I'm reevaluating and pushing through and making changes and adjustments. So the basic core premise is still right on, but a lot of the particulars just aren't fitting. So I am really studying and looking at and pressing through. I think we're going to have a new creation out of something that's old.
That offer that made money once but hasn't sold since.
Kick it. But, maybe you can morph it again into something you're doing currently that makes sense, but otherwise kick it.
I would say, first of all, keep it if you still love the offer and find a way to tweak it. But if you still don't love the offer and don't want to tweak it, then get rid of it.
I'm thinking of a particular thing, and maybe I was interested at once and then not so, but now I'm interested again. So it all depends on what it is. It might be something I might look at again and push through, but if it's really not applying, kick it and let it go.
X1. A branding style you've outgrown.
Kick it.
Yep. I would say keep it if you still love it and tweak it to make it more fresh, or kick it or keep the parts you want and let go of the other parts that aren't working for you. So could be either or. Again, you're not stuck in it.
If this particular branding idea didn't work before, but you still love the product or the business, just change your approach. For instance, I'm a more in-person people person now than I was with that before. So you're either going to adjust it or you can kick it.
Awesome. Last one. Your 5-year plan that no longer excites you.
Kick it.
Kick it.
Kick it. Get a new one.
Got to be a little bit excited at least. Right?
Oh, I love it. Thank you, ladies, for playing. Keep it or kick it. You know I'm going to be coming out with games, right?
Oh, yeah.
That was fun. All right, so you've done the work. You stayed committed. You've prayed, planned, and poured yourself into the vision, but still something feels off. There are seasons where things just feel stuck, not because we're lazy or lacking talent, but because something may no longer be aligned. So how do you know if you're meant to keep pushing forward or pivot in a whole new direction? Let's be honest. We love a good breakthrough story, but we don't always talk about the confusion and questioning that comes before clarity. You know, the late nights, the doubt, the frustration of wondering, is this even working? Pushing through can be powerful, but only when it's connected to purpose. And sometimes we keep showing up for something out of obligation, pride, or fear, not because it's still aligned. Pivoting doesn't mean quitting. It means choosing growth over grinding. And it's about being brave enough to say, this version of me has outgrown this version of the dream. And your purpose is not tied to a specific plan. Because sometimes the breakthrough happens when you pause and just give yourself permission to choose differently. But here's the thing. Pivoting isn't failure. Sometimes the most successful people are those who listened to the nudge and made a bold shift before they burnt out or broke down. The real question is, are you doing what you're doing out of alignment or out of habit? So, ladies, for our plug-in discussion. Have you ever confused consistency with loyalty to something that no longer serves you? How do you recognize when you're pushing through something that is no longer in alignment? And then what made you realize it was time to pivot?
Yes, I've done that, and I think you recognize it when when you don't feel it fully, you know there's something missing, or you have an intuitive feel, or things aren't showing up in your life how you would like them to show up. And maybe you're not getting the results, or not having the people around you that you'd like to have around you. And perhaps your emotions are off because you're not centered or fully aligned. And perhaps you're noticing different reactions to you from those around you, and they're reacting to the energy of you not being aligned. And I think sometimes we forget that we bring a certain energy to the room, and that often can be sensed by others, even, subconsciously. So I think we start, basically, that all of that means that we start noticing things, and we have little red flags inside of us that are telling us, but we're not always listening. So, yes. And what made me realize, or what makes you realize it's time to pivot, it's when you're not getting the results, you're not having the relationships that you'd like around you. The feeling is of missing something is getting bigger and bigger. It's growing until you can't ignore it anymore. Sometimes it's an opportunity presented to you at the right time, and you take it. So those are some different ideas that I have.
So I have no trouble being consistent at all, sometimes a bit too long. So my very real life perfect example is right now. I'm just in the process of closing my second business and opening my third. And so how did I know? Because one, I said I was very consistent and I showed up every day, but I failed to convert or connect. So as I grew, I also realized that this no longer lit me up. And I got clear on what I really wanted and where I was headed. And now my joy and passion is elsewhere. So what made me realize that it was time to pivot was when I looked at my ultimate dream life and realized that the second business wasn't going to take me there. I also really dug deep with my gifts and my skills and what felt energizing yet effortless. And time again, party planning came up. So I'm already a certified wedding and event planner, but I wasn't using it. And I love hosting parties and planning, and it is very aligned with my ultimate dream life. So just putting all of the stuff that I already knew and putting all the pieces into the puzzle and realizing, okay, that business needs to close. It's time to do what I want to do.
I love that. That's exactly right. There's a time to do what you love to do. I am a person by nature. I am very loyal. I'm telling you, I will show up. I put the work in. I'm a detailed, loyal person like you guys. And so but if the fire isn't there, if the passion isn't, if I find myself getting easily distracted and wandering away, oh, that's right, I need to finish this. To me, that's a sign that what I'm being distracted away from, that thing might not have the priority in my life that it used to have. For instance, I do a lot of training with people that do a lot of ministry out on the streets, with the homeless and the hospitals, just all kinds of situations. And that's something that really sparks my fire. So instead of having a dry activity, I found that I really needed to, and I have begun to really reconnect personally and get that fire going inside of me. So yeah, I agree with you all on that.
So permission granted to pivot?
Absolutely.
I hope you are enjoying Sister Talks. Whether you're in the midst of a struggle or reflecting on past challenges, Sister Talks will inspire you to keep pushing forward and embrace the growth waiting on the other side. So what about you? Are you an encourager, but sometimes feel that you need a little encouragement yourself? Do you sometimes get off track and need a little push to get going again? Are you willing and ready to be vulnerable about your struggles? Are you ready to be a cheerleader in someone else's life? Are you looking to connect with other women? If you've answered yes to any of these questions, chances are you are not the only one going through a difficult situation. Nobody is perfect. Sometimes the greatest strength comes in recognizing that you cannot do things alone. So join our community of like-minded women who have a desire to inspire, empower, and support others to soar a little higher. Join us for Sister Talks. Come join us and get to know people with similar interests so we can encourage each other. You can either subscribe and listen, or you can be featured as a guest participant on our panel. Sister Talks is featured quarterly on our Becoming Fierce Female Entrepreneurs podcast. So come join the conversation and help lift each other up and empower one another. All right, let's get back to our episode. All right, it's time for Note to Self. Note to Self. So every woman's journey is unique, but hearing how others have navigated that crossroads can offer the courage and clarity someone listening may need right now. And it can feel scary, like choosing between letting go of a dream or risking more time on something that might never work. And the truth is, there's no one size fits all answer. But what helps is hearing from women who stood at that very crossroads and made bold, intentional moves, either to stay the course or realign their path. So it's important to recognize the power of community and connection, because we all know how challenging the entrepreneurial journey can be, especially during difficult times, which some of you have mentioned today. So let's dive deeper and have some dialogue about building strong support networks and the role of sisterhood in business. So what would you tell someone listening today who feels torn between staying the course and trying something new, but is afraid of making the wrong decision?
I would say first tune into yourself, into meditation, prayer, walking in nature, and really listen to what your heart and spirit is telling you. Because sometimes it's speaking really loud to you, but you're too afraid to listen, or there's too much noise around you at the time in life. And sometimes it's just speaking so loud to you. And the fear perhaps comes because you know that if you really listen to it, there might be change involved there, right? So try to be brave and truly listen to your heart's desire and what's needed for that. And I always tell my people, be brave. And if that's hard, I'll be your brave for you until you feel it yourself. And the other thing is sometimes I feel like our choices are destined in a way. In other words, even if you make what you feel like could be a wrong decision, which is just a label, really, it could be meant for you to learn a valuable lesson. And who knows, without that lesson, that learning, that experience, perhaps we wouldn't even be able to take that next step that truly pushes us forward. So that's just something to think about.
Thank you, Mitta. That's very beautiful. And I love definitely that you tuned into yourself, because sometimes those voices are loud and we just don't want to listen. For me, I find that nothing is ever wasted. So I got my event planning certification in 2013, and 12 years later, I'm actually starting to use it professionally. So my previous two businesses, I learned about building a business and about branding and all the terms and the messaging. And so I had built a very strong foundation, which now is easily transferable to my third business, my party planning business. And now I can start to build up those walls and start to build up those frameworks. So taking the strengths and the structures and the systems that I've learned from the other two businesses that didn't work out, and applying them now to my new business and seeing why they didn't work out. So now I can course correct at this time. And even though sometimes it feels like you're going backwards, the momentum is still forwards, even with a few twists and turns along the way. So nothing is ever wasted. You don't start back from zero every time. You've got all this new knowledge now to start the next thing or the next thing. And you never know what you need when and why you had to know something way back then to know it for now. So that's what I would say.
Again, I agree with both of you ladies. That's exactly right. Nothing is ever wasted. And listen to your heart because that's where your passion is. And that's probably where you're going to affect the most people, make the biggest impact if you're following because you're passionate about what you're doing. So if you're doing something and you're just not feeling it anymore, but I think, okay, I should stay the course. I should stick with this because after all my training, all my connections and everything. But if it's just not fitting you, be true to yourself because you're going to feel better and you're going to be more effective in whatever your new venture is. So just take a step. It's just one baby step at a time. You don't have to completely switch and totally plunge. Some of us might plunge into the new thing, and that's good too. But if you're feeling a little timid, just take a step at a time and remember your friends, your sisters. I'm telling you, your sisters and your friends are invaluable to you to encourage you along the way. But I say, if you feel you're supposed to pivot and make a change and do something else, do it. You're going to be blessed for it.
Yeah, I love that Krista said sometimes you might feel like you're going backwards. And then I love, Connie, that you added your sisters. Because a lot of times Connie will send me a long text. Like, oh, okay, this is what I'm getting ready to do, or I've already done this. I got my name, she'll just send me a long text. And that is really good because it's like, it's something I talk about when you say something out loud or you write it down or you put it on paper or you journal and you letting someone else see it, it's bringing it to life.
Yes.
Yeah, and then people usually chime in, and you'll be surprised too at how much people will offer or give you help.
That's true. And you will spark a reaction with people that you didn't even think you would. And you're so encouraged. And it's like, oh my goodness, this is the right decision. And you're encouraged and strengthened. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I was going to say, as I've been sharing my new dream, the people are like, you are just lighting up when you talk about this. I'm like, oh, yay. Okay, confirmation again. So, yeah, it's all the little pieces all adding up, right? It's not just one, it's not just another. It's so many little pieces in all of our lives, things that connect and don't connect, all push us towards where we eventually want to go.
I have a lovely little phrase here that I'd love to share with you because it's about that, if you don't mind me sharing that, Joy. It's by Donna Ashworth, and it says, if every single person who has liked you in your lifetime were to light up on a map, it would create the most glitteringly beautiful network you could imagine. Throw in the strangers you've been kind to, the people you've made laugh, or the ones you've inspired along the way. And that star-bright network of you would be an impressive sight to behold. You're so much more than you think you are. You have done so much more than you realize. You're trailing a bright pathway that you don't even know about. What a thing indeed. Isn't that beautiful?
So beautiful.
I love it. That has encouraged me so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Because it's so true. We really don't know the impact. That we don't know that blazing light trail. We don't really see it. We don't see all the impact that we've had or the results of your choices and the results of your being with other people and what you've said to them or inspired them with. It creates this glitteringly beautiful network. So it's really lovely.
Yes. Oh, that is so beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah,
that helps fuel your fire too, and it keeps you going. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And then Krista. So are you going to do party planning online? Because I don't know if I'll be able to come.
Yeah, I'll be offering in-person packages where I live, obviously, and then online consultations to
Oh,
help at least get you started.
oh, that would be awesome. Okay.
Thank you, Joy, for having Sister Talks and everything that you do. It's a real joy to be on here, and you bring joy. So thank you.
Thank you for continuing to invite me back. It's such a nice little community that we are building here, and it's just I enjoy it too. Like, oh, sister talks today, yay!
It's true. And I'm telling you, I learn from us every time we come together. And girls, we've been walking down our roads for quite a while and we've got a lot of experience. But I'm telling you, I'm always learning. I'm always learning from you. So I love this time and the sisterhood. Just I love it. Thank you, Joy. I appreciate you very, very much.
Thank you. All right. So this has been such an inspiring discussion. Thank you, ladies, for sharing your stories and wisdom with us today. Whether you choose to pivot or push through, just make sure you're doing it with clarity, not pressure. You don't owe anyone consistency at the cost of your peace. You owe yourself permission to grow. Yeah.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. I had a good time with you ladies.
Thank you.
Always awesome.
I love you, ladies. I do.
I know. So this concludes today's episode. Did you enjoy the ladies? Thank you for joining us for Sister Talks. If this episode sparked something in you, share it with a sister who's standing at a similar crossroads. This journey is yours to shape. Trust your intuition, honor your energy, and don't be afraid to rewrite your path in real time. And if this episode spoke to your spirit, be sure to share it with another woman who's navigating a big decision. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a Sister Talks moment. And as always, stay fierce, mindful, and keep growing. Until next time, have a blessed day and have a blessed rest of the week. Bye bye.